Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Lilbumblebear's Let's Play. I'm Kristen and we're here with the adventures of Batman and Robin movie book. I hope you enjoy. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Are you a fellow Batman fan? Do you enjoy the DC characters? Let me know, and of course subscribe for more nostalgic gaming. Check out the playlist in the description box to see other Let's Plays on this channel. I have a Twitter and Instagram you can follow, and a Discord server that you are welcome to join. All the links are down below in the description box, but let's begin. Enjoy.
Mr. Freeze is as clever as he is cold. Not only has he buried Batman's pictures in ice, but he's hidden secret objects in them as well. Can you pick out your favorite character's prized possessions? Find the New Picture button and click it to begin. Crime fighting is hard work. Can you find some of Batman and Robin's trusty hardware? You have found all the hidden items in this picture. Click New Picture to see a different scene. Gotham City's villains are known for more than their cruel crimes. Find their treacherous trademarks. Gotham City's finest are known for more than their good deeds. Can you find their favorite items? Even the cold at heart have needs. Can you find what belongs to Mr. Freeze? Congratulations! You have found all the hidden items in all the pictures. But be warned, after you leave, Mr. Freeze may freeze them again. Are you sure you want to close, Mr. Part 1. Inside Arkham Asylum, not all residents longed for a life on the outside. Inside Arkham Asylum, not all residents longed for a life on the outside. For them, solitude was a refuge. For Victor Freeze, Solitude was the only reality. He always had to be confined in his icy cell or in his special suit. His horrible history as Mr. Freeze had earned him a lengthy visit at the asylum. It also attracted a most unusual visitor. From the shores off Arkham Asylum, an armored mass of steel rose out of the sea and headed toward the asylum grounds. No barriers or brute force could stop the robot. Freeze could feel the shock waves from his cell. He peeked out the window, only to see that his tranquil existence was about to be shattered.
Interesting.
Guard! Guard! Oh, help me!
Inside the Batcave, Batman and Robin studied pictures taken by Arkham Asylum's security cameras. "You've got to give Mr. Freeze credit," Robin joked. "That's the most original breakout this year." But Batman noticed the fear on Freeze's face and realized it was no escape stunt. Freeze was taken against his will, he said, and obviously by someone with expertise in robotics. Robin suggested they visit their own robotics expert, Carl Rossum. Carl Rossum was a curious little man. He preferred the company of his artificial friends over real people. But when Batman and Robin knocked at his door, he was happy to help.
Greetings, Dynamic Duo. I'm your biggest fan.
What is it?
I just want to help. Just want to help. Just want to help.
Poor little critter. I never could get his programming right.
Cute toy, Carl.
You know I'm out of the robot business, Batman. All I make anymore are little friends to keep me company.
Like Tiny here?
Well, if it isn't old M9.
It's one of yours?
Not really. I once created a smaller prototype for Grant Walker.
The guy who builds those theme parks?
Yeah, I was one of Walker's original Visioneers, constructing and programming the animatronic figures he used in his park attractions. Though it looks like old Grant's boys pumped up the design a bit.
I'm wondering how improved these robots are, and why one of them was sent to kidnap Mr. Freeze.
Batman showed him a picture of the robot that broke into Arkham. Rossum recognized it immediately. He had designed the M9 prototype for Grant Walker, a billionaire theme park mogul.
Congratulations.
Meanwhile at sea, Freeze didn't know if he had been kidnapped by an enemy or rescued by a friend. The M9 robot that held him was cruising toward an island. It was Grant Walker's city on water, Oceana. Inside, Walker looked on as his M9 climbed into a special cold chamber. The robot opened up, dropping Freeze at its feet. Freeze stood up. A spectacular view of Oceana surrounded him. Impressive, he offered. Walker had impossible plans for Oceana. Impossible unless he got Mr. Freeze on his side. But Freeze said he couldn't care less about Oceana. Walker had studied his captive well, though. He knew precisely what Freeze did care about. He decided to save his secret until later. As Freeze was led away, Mr. Johnson, Walker's assistant, informed his boss that a boat was approaching. "Dispatch our usual deterrents," Walker said coolly. Out on the ocean, the bat boat raced toward Oceana. Robin couldn't believe that someone as famous as Walker would kidnap Freeze. But Batman knew how obsession could push a man to extreme acts, especially a rich man. Suddenly the radar showed 3 approaching objects. Above and underwater, the Batboat tried to dodge Walker's missile. For a while, it succeeded.
Hang on! The power shorted out.
Those things are coming back!
Intruder threat has been neutralized, sir.
Excellent.
Part 2. Underwater, at the foot of... Who did Batman and Robin visit to ask about the mysterious robot?
Congratulations.
Underwater, at the foot of Oceana, Batman and Robin made their entrance with a blowtorch. Inside, Walker had already put Freeze back into a new, chilling suit. But Mr. Freeze was not grateful.
I think you'll find that suit is a perfect duplicate of your original. Automatic temperature control, increased cybernetic strength, even the cold gun works.
Yes. Logically, I should do the same to you.
Just hear me out, please. As I said, I've studied you and your work. Do you realize that in your frozen state, you'll age much slower than an ordinary human? You're practically immortal, my friend.
Yes, eternal life trapped in this wretched shell. What a miserable joke.
In the suit or in a cell, Freeze's condition was a curse. But it was exactly what Walker wanted for himself. Freeze had finally met a man whose heart was as numb as his. He angrily lifted Walker by his collar. "You want to live like me," Freeze growled. You want to live like me, Freeze growled. Abandoned and alone. Forever a prisoner in a world you can see but never touch. Freeze dropped Walker to the ground and walked away. Old and infirm as you are, I'd trade 1,000 of my frozen years for your worst day. Walker grinned. Actually, I have another kind of swap in mind. With that, he revealed his secret bargaining chip. And this time, Freeze could not refuse to help Walker.
I was a major investor in GothCorp a few years back and put up some money for their cryogenics program. I trust you know the young lady behind the glass.
My wife.
The GothCorp execs think she perished in the fire, but my men got her out. I have the technology to restore her, my friend. All you have to do is grant my wish.
Very well.
Under Oceana's dome, Batman and Robin surfaced from a waterway. Crowds of smiling Oceanans passed by, heading toward an assembly. Batman and Robin eluded Walker's security hovercraft, then climbed to the top of a tower to get a better look. They could see that Walker was the worst sort of lunatic. He wanted to extend his own life while destroying others. On a huge video screen, Walker comforted his followers. They would all be warm and snug inside Oceana, as the rest of the world was hit by his deep freeze, he said. In 5 years, they would get out to roam the earth and start a new master race. He's a madman, Batman said to Robin. Suddenly, the patrolling hovercraft discovered them. The machine's arms grasped, punched, and ripped at the crime fighters. Even with their skills and weapons, Batman and Robin were no match for the rustling robots. Soon they had to give up and listen to Walker's whole horrific speech.
Whoa!
Time I open a park, I get gate crashers.
We've seen your insane vision of the future, Walker.
My world will have no crime, violence, or pain.
You can add free will to that list, too.
A small price to pay for order.
Your order. For your select few.
Excuse me, but I fail to see the problem with that.
Then, like puppets, they were taken below Oceana. They learned that Mr. Freeze was apparently helping Walker after all.
Freeze, I don't know what Walker said or promised you, but you can't help him go through with this plan.
I have no choice.
Part 3. How did Walker get Mr. Freeze to help him?
Impressive.
Part 3. Batman and Robin couldn't budge from their icy bonds. They couldn't stop Walker from turning himself into a horror, just like Mr. Freeze. They could only watch as Walker writhed, twisted, and jolted until the freezing process was over.
This suit has more power than I ever dreamed. Whoops.
Are you all right, sir?
This takes a little getting used to.
Walker couldn't wait to launch his chilling global attack, but Mr. Freeze only cared about saving his wife. Mr. Freeze gazed at his love in the tank that kept her alive. Meanwhile, Batman tried to talk Freeze out of helping Walker. He described a frozen world, a dead world that Mr. Freeze was helping to create, a world that his wife would hate. "Silence!" Freeze shouted, blasting Batman and Robin backward. Freeze looked at his wife again. "Forgive me," he said to her at last. Then he turned away from her and set Batman and Robin free. Walker was itching to fire his cold blast cannon. He was pleased to see Mr. Freeze enter the room, but Mr. Freeze wasn't there to help. He fired his freeze gun at a line of Walker's robot workers. Then Batman and Robin burst into the control room. Robots and computers and ice chunks exploded everywhere.
Ah, you've come to join us after all, my friend. Wait, what are you doing? Stop him!
When it was over, Mr. Freeze exposed... When it was over, Mr. Freeze exposed Oceana's main power core. But before he could overload it, Walker hit him from behind. "This is my dream," Walker shouted, his voice distorting. "This is my vision. I cheated death to make this real." Freeze had heard enough from the old man. He locked Walker in a chunk of ice and reached for the main power core. After he turned the knob, alarms and buzzers rang out. Mr. Freeze turned on the video camera. Under Oceana's dome, his face appeared on the towering screen. He told Walker's followers to leave the island immediately. His warning was followed by violent proof.
Attention all residents of Oceana. Your city is doomed. If you value your lives, you will evacuate now. That is all.
Mr. Walker! Get out of here! Now!
Buildings began to tremble. Huge ice spikes grew from the ground. The end of Oceana was near. Before he left, Freeze added more ice to Walker's fateful prison. Walker's followers evacuated. Walker's followers evacuated in droves. Batman and Robin prepared to leave, but Mr. Freeze refused to go with them. His wife was still inside. Batman's bat rope was not strong enough to restrain Freeze. "I'm the least of your worries," he told Batman. Then he iced Robin. "Take the boy and go." Back inside, Mr. Freeze stood by his tragic wife as everything collapsed around them. In their evacuation boat, Batman rescued Robin as the city on water exploded. Bits and pieces of Oceana sank to the ocean floor.
We're together again, my love.
Descending among the fractured remnants of his illusion, the murderous Walker fumed. Afterward, in the Batcave, Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson recovered from their adventure. Out of their costumes, they now enjoyed warm clothes and Alfred's hot cocoa. Dick thought of Walker. The old man would be encased forever in a chilling, twisted prison of his own making. Bruce thought of Mr. Freeze. He wondered where he was, and if their paths would ever cross again. Far away, floating in a watery field of icebergs, Mr. Freeze also thought of someone. She was his love, whom he could see, but never touch. Would you like to return to your saved place in... What changed Mr. Freeze's mind about helping Walker?
Congratulations.
Riddler's Concentration. Click the Riddler's hats to see what he's stolen and stashed. Batman can nab Enigma only when all the items are matched.
This is it, the end of the game.
Are you sure you want to exit Arkham Gallery and return to Windows? Are you sure you want to close Riddler? Part 1. At Arkham... At Arkham Asylum, good behavior was the best path to an early parole. But for some residents, reforming their wicked ways was anything but simple. Batman knew this. He also knew Edward Nygma. He knew that Nigma could easily fool Arkham's parole board. So when Batman learned that Nigma was free, he and Robin decided to follow his trail. In Gotham City, the darkness and silence of the night create a playground for mischief. On the night after Nigma's parole, Batman and Robin set their sights on another playground of sorts, the International Toy Fair. They saw two thugs visiting this home of fun and games. The men were carrying a questionable box, and the Riddler was giving them orders. Only one man could override the Riddler's orders, and when the towering black cape loomed above them, the men scattered.
Take it easy.
Well, well, well. Look who's here.
Up to your old tricks already, huh, Nigma?
Whatever are you talking about, Batman?
The last time you delivered one of these, it almost killed Commissioner Gordon.
What's your point?
What's in the box?
None of your business.
I'm making it my business.
Stop!
But the Riddler just relaxed as Batman and Robin gathered his goons. Batman wanted answers, but they came from an unexpected onlooker. Charles Baxter, president of the Wacko Toy Corporation, demanded that his new employee be released. The Riddler grinned. He gleefully popped open the box, revealing a new toy line of his own design.
Before you louts sink your fists into me, I'd like you to meet my new partner, Charles Baxter, president of the multi-million-dollar Wacko Toy Corporation, and the man who has licensed my Riddler persona and my exclusive puzzle technology for his new line of toys. We're going to make a killing.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Now, I know what you're thinking, but those silly riddle crimes are a thing of the past. Ancient history that's gone now. I'm a new man. But you probably won't figure that out until it's too late.
Unlike Baxter, Batman and Robin were not impressed with Riddler's notorious name or perplexing puzzles. They remained suspicious. Baxter didn't care if the Riddler had really reformed. His only concern was for his company's future profits.
Impressive.
Out of their costumes, Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson relaxed at Wayne Manor. Suddenly, a news report caught their attention. Newman Import and Export Company, a Gotham antiques dealer, had been burglarized. The owner sadly told of the ancient artifacts he had lost. Bruce recalled what Riddler had said about his riddle crimes. Those were things of the past, ancient history that's gone now. I'm a new man. To Dick, the connection seemed like a coincidence. But Bruce knew that the Riddler was still obsessed with outsmarting Batman. After watching a new Wacko toy commercial, Bruce was convinced that Nigma had not reformed one bit.
Hey, look.
Greetings, little riddle tykes. It's time for riddle number 3175 3701. Where in the world can you have the most fun? In any store that sells Wacko toys, of course. That's because Wacko makes the entire line of Riddler games and puzzles, like the Riddler's Riddle Min. Hours of fun for only $19.95. So grab your parents, or just their wallets, and run on down to your nearest toy store. Tell them the Riddler sent you.
And when Bruce and Dick deciphered the Riddler's curious code, they knew that his next trick wouldn't be child's play.
3175
3701.
It's the downtown financial district.
What's that building right there in the center?
The First National Bank.
Part 2. Why did Charles Baxter hire the Riddler?
Impressive.
Part 2. Rain pelted Gotham. High above the financial district, Batman and Robin waited and waited. But there was no trace of the Riddler. Batman checked the number he had written down from the Riddler's commercial. He had thought it was a set of map coordinates. Then he remembered how the Riddler had flipped over a map. Batman did the same to the numbers. It was an address. At 10 Leslie Avenue, Riddler... At 10 Leslie Avenue, Riddler's henchmen were committing a high-rise heist. The Riddler himself was far away, hosting a party to celebrate. Through a toy communicator, he heard that Batman had not caught his henchmen.
Not a sign of him anywhere, Mr. Enigma.
His riddle was working. Even better, with his new toys, he would become a star on the honest side of the law, the corporate world. As Riddler's men prepared to leave... As Riddler's men prepared to leave 10 Leslie, the shadow of a bat stretched across the room. There was nowhere to run. And with Batman's quick reflexes, there was no way to shoot.
Let's go.
Had enough?
Look out!
If only Robin could have been as fast. While Batman struggled to free his young partner from a crushing cabinet, the looters were escaping. They thought.
Oh no! Give me that! Do something!
The goons had nearly plunged to their death, but then they escaped in a getaway car. Batman decided to try a direct approach. Meanwhile, in his apartment, the Riddler was enjoying the benefits of popularity and money. When he took a phone call in a private room, he discovered an uninvited guest. Batman wanted to give him fair warning.
I'm on to you, Nigma.
Ah, you're still chasing riddles.
You're still giving them.
Is that what you believe? Well, how do you know what to believe, Batman? Maybe I'm not giving clues at all. Maybe you're seeing things that aren't there. But then again, maybe I am giving you clues. I could be giving you a clue right now, couldn't I? Of course, it's possible that you're just paranoid. By the way, did you see my latest toy? It's a two-way radio. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to meet the great Batman. He's here because he hasn't got a clue.
You can play all you like. You and I both know that I'm going to put you away because you can't help yourself. You can't stop. And I'll be waiting.
The party was over. With his henchmen at his side, the Riddler slouched, staring out at Gotham. Every alley, every ledge, every shadow. The Dark Knight would be everywhere. His sorrow turned to rage. There's only one person who's ever been able to challenge me. Batman. He's the only one worthy of my game. The Riddler could think of only one thing to cure his obsession, and it wasn't a treatment at Arkham Asylum. Part 3. How did Batman discover the number's true meaning?
Congratulations.
Part 3. It was time for another wacko commercial, another Riddler clue. Wouldn't it be great to be a kid again? The Riddler smirked into the camera. Well, you can recapture your childhood with wacko toys. Then he pitched his wicked message to Batman. Go back to where it all started, with toys. He knew exactly where the Riddler was telling Batman to go. That night, at the Gotham Convention Center, Batman dropped onto the Toy Fair floor. Fabulous, outrageous, oversized playthings were everywhere. But where was Nigma? Before long, the first of the Riddler's perilous pranks appeared. And then another. Batman approached a Titanic television set. When he switched it on, he discovered Riddler's final, explosive clue.
Hello, Batman. This is it. The end of the game. I'm a little sad, actually. You were a worthy opponent, but then I told you I'd make a killing at the toy fair.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
I always feel sad at funerals, Edward Nigma said, tossing his Riddler costume into his fireplace. I always feel sad at funerals, Edward Nygma said, tossing his Riddler costume into his fireplace. He thought he had defeated the Dark Knight finally. Part of me has died tonight, so it is time to move on. But like his outfit, Nygma's victory was toast. Batman was quite alive. He had escaped the explosion, and nothing or no one would prevent him from nabbing Nygma now.
You! I don't believe it. There's no way you could have survived that explosion. How did you get out?
That's my little riddle.
Helpless in Batman's grip, Nygma... Helpless in Batman's grip, Nygma wanted to know how Batman survived, but Batman wouldn't tell him how he escaped the explosion. Nygma begged. Then he bargained. You tell me what I want to know, he said, and I'll tell you what you want to know. Nygma added, I'll even tell you how I committed all those robberies. Deal? Batman scowled. No. Batman put a Riddler communicator to his mouth. Did you hear that, he said. Commissioner Gordon certainly had. He burst into the room, 2 officers in tow, and a toy communicator in his hand. Now he had all the evidence he needed to put Nygma away. Nygma didn't seem to care. He still wanted answers from Batman, but he wasn't getting any. Back at Wayne Manor, Dick heard the good news. Back at Wayne Manor, Dick heard the good news. Nygma's henchmen had told the police where all the stolen goods were, and even agreed to help convict their boss. What I don't get, Dick said to Bruce, is how you escaped that explosion. The explanation was as simple as a safe is strong.
All the exits were locked. And I was out of time. There was only one thing to do. I jumped inside the safe.
Nice going, Bruce. Man, I'd have never thought of that.
Neither would the Riddler.
But it was a secret that a certain someone would never know.
It's impossible, I tell you! Impossible! My trap was perfect! How did he do it? I have to know! Somebody tell me! It's not fair! There was no way, I tell you! No way he could have gotten out! Somebody tell me! Do you hear me? Somebody tell me how he did it! I have to know!
What did Batman use to help Commissioner Gordon get Nygma?
Congratulations.
Harley's perplexing path. Harley Quinn is good at finding trouble. To help her find the right path, you'll have to give her some pointers. To move Harley, click the happy mask next to her.
I've got my head back together and I'm gonna live my life right.
Don't press your luck.
I'm rehabilitated and ready to live my life right.
You're so close. Congratulations.
Bye!
Would you like to try another maze? Are you sure you want to leave? Part 1. Harley Quinn's past was as checkered as... Harley Quinn's past was as checkered as her tights. She had been obnoxious, mischievous, and even worse, a member of the Joker's gang of criminals. Fortunately, behind her devilish diamond-decorated duds, there beat a heart of gold. Her good behavior at Arkham Asylum was about to pay off in spades. In Dr. Leyland's office, Harley sat patiently in patient-issue pajamas. "You've made wonderful progress," Dr. Leyland said proudly. "Tomorrow you'll be released mentally sane and sound." Harley leapt and bounded like a loony cheerleader.
Yay, yay, yay!
But then she composed herself. The new Harley Quinn had a lot to prove to her doctor, the people of Gotham, and most important, herself. Suddenly, a familiar voice surprised them. "Unhand me!" shouted Professor Jonathan Crane, also known as the Scarecrow. Dr. Leyland sighed. "I just wish the other inmates could make your sort of progress," she said to Harley. Out in the hallway, Batman and Robin were escorting Crane back into Arkham Asylum.
I am the master of fear, the lord of despair. Cower before me in witless terror.
Hi, Professor Crane.
Good evening, child. Worship me, fools. Worship me. Scream hosannas of anguish to Scarecrow, the all-terrible god of fear.
I think he's getting better.
After 2 orderlies took Crane away, Batman congratulated Harley on her release. Defiant as ever, she snapped at him. "Yeah, so I made a few mistakes," she admitted. "But I've got my head back together now, and I'm going to live my life right." Batman moved closer, his grip tightening. "For your sake, I hope so," he said sternly. Harley sighed. She had a lot to prove to Batman, too. The next day, the people of Gotham City gasped. The next day, the people of Gotham City gasped. There was a new terror in town. It had gnashing teeth, sharp claws, ferocious growls, and roller skates. Harley and her hounds had no problem clearing a path, and a problem was the last thing she wanted on her first day of freedom. But when she saw her reflection, she realized that she had a material problem indeed.
Gee, what's wrong with them? Knew I shouldn't have worn this outfit. It's so out of style, it's growing mold. I probably look like a total geek. Come on, babies, we're going shopping.
Bruce Wayne always hated to try on clothes. Bruce Wayne always hated to try on clothes, but to his girlfriend Veronica Vreeland, that was no excuse for being out of fashion. Harley Quinn was as clumsy as she was curious. But Veronica thought that was no excuse at all for Harley to wrap herself in Bruce's arms. When Harley told her who she was, Veronica had heard enough. She dragged Bruce away, even though Harley told her she was cured. At the counter, Harley paid for her new dress. At the counter, Harley paid for her new dress. She knew she still had a lot to prove. If only people would give her a chance. That's not so much to ask, is it? Harley said as she rolled away. By mistake, the security tag was still stuck to her dress. Suddenly, she heard a painfully familiar sound, a security alarm. "Hey, what's the deal?" she screeched. It was a deal, all right. A bad deal. And when life gave Harley lemons, she made bitter lemonade for everyone. With a whack of a mannequin's arm, Harley gave a security guard a taste of her sour vengeance. Outside, a shower of glass and mannequin parts crashed onto the sidewalk. Veronica waited by the car as Bruce raced back into the store. Bruce ran up to Harley's dressing room, pleading with her to come out so she could clear her name. But, true to her old reputation, Harley burst out of the stall, bedecked in wild black and red regalia, eyes ablaze, aching for anarchy.
Miss, please. I'm sure this has all been a simple misunderstanding. You don't want to mess things up on your first day out, do you? Miss?
I tried to play by the rules, but no! They wouldn't let me go straight! Society is to blame! Back off, rich boy! I'm armed!
The reckless, explosive Harley Quinn was back, and now she had something else to prove entirely. Outside, Harley found the recipe for the perfect getaway: a fast car and a rich hostage. Of course, her devilish dogs were eager to join the fun. Within seconds, the end of Harley's new beginning was in high gear. The race to catch her was on.
Scoot over, Toots! I'm driving! Come to Mommy!
Oh, you're gonna pay for that.
When Bruce saw Detective Bullock ready to lead the chase, he knew that only Batman could save Harley from finishing last with a life term at Arkham. Part 2. When Harley saw her reflection, what did she decide to do?
Impressive.
Part 2. In Commissioner Gordon's office, General Freeland was furious. He wanted action, not good intentions. He wanted his daughter Veronica back safely. He didn't want to hear about standard police procedure. He wanted to give orders. The moment Gordon turned his back, the general telephoned for some military might. Meanwhile, Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson prepared to stop Harley as Batman and Robin. Like General Vreeland, Batman and Robin had their own procedure, but they also knew what it was like to be misunderstood, and they knew Harley better than anyone, maybe even better than she did herself. They agreed not to condemn her yet. Robin switched on the Batmobile scanner. Seconds after a blip flashed on the screen, Harley's getaway car raced by. Detective Bullock followed in hot pursuit. Batman
Impressive.
Batman and Robin immediately joined the chase. Up ahead, Bullock tried his best to keep up with Harley's mindless maneuvers, but she kept eluding him. When he crashed his car again, the Batmobile passed. It made him even more determined to catch Harley first, but she wasn't about to stop. Not for Veronica's money, and not for Batman and Robin. Soon, though, something would sway her.
Please, Miss Clown. Call me Harley. Everyone does. Please, Harley, let me go. I'm rich. I'll pay whatever you want if you'll just... Uh-oh, company. Hi, B-Man. Wanna race?
Stop the car! Now!
I think not.
We want to help you sort this out before it gets worse.
Sure, like you helped poor Professor Crane last night. Sorry, boys. You ain't taking me back to Arkham.
I'm gonna get that little kook if it's the last thing I ever do.
Off Harley's trail, Batman and Robin checked their scanner again. The blip headed to Gotham's south side. Probably to someone who can hide her until the heat's off, Batman theorized. Sure enough, in a seedy warehouse, Harley was visiting the only person she knew who wasn't behind bars. But Boxy Bennett wasn't happy to see her. Like everyone else, he remembered her as a troublemaker. Harley needed Boxy's help, even if it meant smooching the fishy dice-throwing gangster. But for Boxy, sweetness only went so far. He wanted to ransom Veronica. When Harley refused, Boxy got meaner. When Boxy threatened Harley, Batman appeared. "You've stuck your cape into my business for the last time," Boxy barked at the Dark Knight. Suddenly, a scaly rebuke knocked Boxy to the ground. Robin was there too. Boxy was embarrassed and infuriated. "Take 'em, boys," he yelled. Orders given, the thugs pursued Batman and Robin through the warehouse. But the henchmen had no idea what they were getting into. When it was all over, the warehouse floor was littered with ice, fish, and unconscious crooks.
Get him! Get him! Hey, stop!
We're safe, thank goodness. Ah!
Back off, freak! Or the dame's history.
Get your own hostage.
Meanwhile, as Harley tried to escape with her hostage, a hook-holding henchman stopped them. But his hardware was no match for Harley's cork-springing pop gun. Unfortunately, her toy was no match for the real thing. Mad and menacing, Boxy stood in their path. Harley had a secret weapon, though. Actually, she had two secret, very special weapons. And they were only a scream away.
Any last words?
Just one. Babies! Play nice with your new chew toy.
Part 3. How did Boxy remember Harley?
Impressive.
Part 3. Boxy may have been a tough guy, but to Harley's dogs, he was nothing but a choice chew toy. They were sorry to see him scramble free. Boxy's henchmen were tough too, but when they awakened, they would realize that Batman and Robin were far tougher. As for Harley, well, at least Veronica had learned that her sad, clownish kidnapper was anything but hard-boiled inside. "Let's make a deal," Veronica said as they sped away. "You get me out of this alive and I'll drop any charges." Harley was amazed. It seemed like no one had ever given her an even break. Not the police, not Batman and Robin, not the criminal underworld, not even store clerks. But while Veronica struck a fair bargain, her father had planned another kind of strike.
For the first time today, I think things have finally looking up.
You in the car! Release your hostage immediately!
Daddy! Daddy? Honey! Wait, what are you doing? That's my father! No, that's your father in a tent!
Daddy or no daddy, Harley wasn't about to hand over her hostage. She knew none of her other pursuers were about to give up either. Once she made it to Gotham City Square, she was even more discouraged. At every turn, down every alley, around every corner, there seemed to be no escape. Finally, she saw an open intersection, but it was about to become very close.
Oh, great!
Got you now, you screwy little troublemaking clown! Veronica?
Batman and Robin arrived to see everyone but Harley and Veronica crawling out of the rubble. The street looked like a junkyard. Suddenly, Veronica landed in Robin's arms. When everyone looked up, Harley was waving at them from up high. Batman quickly followed. Meanwhile, the General embraced his daughter. Robin had Boxy squirming on the pavement, and Detective Bullock, soaked and seething, got himself a true outlaw. High above Gotham Square, Batman searched for Harley. He wanted to help her. Suddenly, she pounced on him from the dark.
You're so close to winning back your real life. Why risk it now?
I'm having a bad day! I'm sick of people trying to shoot me, run me over, and blow me up! I didn't even get to keep my new dress! And I actually paid for it!
But he wouldn't fight. He would only talk. And Harley hated that. Higher up, she screamed at him. "I tried to be good, I really did. But if that's not good enough, fine." She pulled out a Joker bomb and yanked its pin. Let's get back to basics. Before she could hurl the terrible toy, Batman knocked it away with his batarang. The explosion sent Harley on a head-over-heels, stomach-turning tumble. From scaffold to billboard, from springy spoon to snapping straw, from frightening freefall to the safety of Batman's arms. Harley's final stunt convinced her she should give up.
Talk about grasping at straws! Oh well, at least I'm going out on a joke. mess on your cape.
She collapsed over his shoulder, the final wreckage of her rampage strewn around them. Back at Arkham Asylum, Batman and Robin released Harley to Dr. Leland. There was good news, though. Just as she promised, Veronica had dropped the charges. When Dr. Leland heard how Harley had saved the woman from Boxy, she was sure that Harley could be released soon, for good. Best of all, Batman handed her the dress she tried to buy that morning. Harley was so happy, she gave Batman a kiss. And then another.
Call me.
Don't press your luck.
What are you looking at?
Who did Detective Bullock arrest?
You're so close. Congratulations.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the stories. Which one was your favorite? Give the video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below. Did you like Mr. Freeze's story, the Riddler, or Harley Quinn? And of course, subscribe for more nostalgic gaming. Remember, you are special and loved, you are never alone, and you're always welcome to come back and hang out anytime. Until the next video, God bless. I will see you later, my friends. Bye-bye.